Hello everybody, I'm Cantonese Cat. Hey everybody, Cantonese Cat here. I'm going to go through a number of fintech stocks here real quick and tell you why I'm bullish on them. I'm pretty bullish on a lot of them. This is SOFI. I have been calling for SOFI at $14 for about 2 years. It was an incredibly difficult period of time to make that call during 2024, and it just did absolutely nothing since July 2023. It has finally broken up. What are we gonna do now? That's gonna be the question. Like, I don't care what happened before. What are you gonna do now? It's very important to kind of put that into context. I'm gonna get rid of some of the Fibonacci levels here that don't matter. I'm gonna make this a log scale Fib level, right? So what you're gonna see here is that we have really kind of breached about the 0.618, which is a pretty important level. If you're able to really breach about 0.618, and we still haven't closed the week yet, we might still come back down and close the gap here at around like $13 or so. That's still entirely possible. And we are certainly very overextended. This is one of those situations that's like way outside of a Bollinger Band. I've never seen SOFI like this, by the way. This is a weekly chart of SOFI. Right now it's a very, very awkward phase where the Bollinger Band expansion is telling you that this is extremely bullish. It looks like it wants to hit higher levels because of how the upper and lower Bollinger Band just continue to expand like this, with the 20-week moving average just continue to point up like this. Very impulsive price action. Looks like it wants to go higher. The only issue is this is overextended. The answer is yes. So now you're getting into a little bit of awkward phase here. So are we going to be like bullish or are we going to be bearish? If you don't know what to do, the best answer is usually nothing. So I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to buy, I'm not going to sell, I'm just going to hold, right? You can see what it wants to do. I see this being very, very similar to what this is over here. Back in June of 2023, which there's probably still going to be another leg up and push through another level. I see that potentially having a little bit sideways consolidation here for another month or two because it's just simply way too far overextended. And then finally hit the 0.786 here around $18.83. And then that would probably going to be it, right? But is it going to happen right away? I'm not sure. I mean, just look at even the monthly is like very overextended, but also the monthly is also very impulsive, right? Upper and lower Bollinger Band is finally separating. 21 moving average is accelerating to the upside. Right now we're just hitting the 0.618. I'm not sure we're going to necessarily break through 0.618 looking at the monthly, but looking at weekly, I think it does look like it wants to push through and maybe back to 0.618 here around $13.70 before going up to the next level, which is 0.786. I don't think we're going to push through 0.786 the first time. I think we're going to get rejected there. But so far, price action looks like it wants to push through 14, maybe even hover around 14 here for a little bit longer and to get up there. I have to say, like, if you're asking me in terms of what trajectory SoFi is going to do, the best thing I have to say is I gave you the levels, but if you're asking me when it's going to happen, I don't think anybody really knows when it's going to happen. If you do a Gann square, that can potentially give you some clue. So I'm going to do a Gann square here. I'm going to do 360 and 360 and 0.2. If you do 360 and 0.2, it's going to give you some pretty decent market symmetry here. You can see that it's been following the arc here very perfectly. And it's been coming back down, back test the angle here, push through the horizontal line, push through the arc, back test the arc, and then it just went ballistic, right? Right now we push through again horizontal level. We also push through the 0.618 level. Very confluent. I can totally see it maybe hovering you can either come back down close to gap around 13. You can even come back down to like, the top of the arc here. I don't care. It doesn't have to. It doesn't really look like it want to do that. It looks like it probably just want to hover around here for a little bit longer. Kind of like how it did over here, hovering around here for a little bit longer inside the arc. Here it's going to probably hover around here at the horizontal line and eventually make a final push up to 0.786. Maybe around February 2025. I don't know. It's just very, very impulsive. It looks like it might want to make another leg up. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then the risk level is going to be down here at like 11, right? At the arc up here, which I think is going to be pretty strong support. The Ichimoku cloud has already like been pushed back above, right? But the thing is, why do I feel like it's going to push up to like the arc up here? Why do I think it has enough juice to do that? Well, look at the 2-week Ichimoku cloud. If you haven't heard me talking about something called katana, a katana is happening right now on the 2-week Ichimoku cloud. It's broke for the 2-week Ichimoku cloud. It looks like it wants to go ballistic. It looks like it wants to hit the next level. The next level is going to be the arc up here, as well as the 0.786 Fibonacci level. That's going to be the next level. It looks like it wants to hit there. and it's going to be very, very overextended. And if we end up hitting up there, it's going to, like, I think we might end up getting punished for it. And might end up having some pretty major correction and just bounce between the 0.618 and the 0.786 here for a little bit longer. I don't think we're just going to push for the 0.786. I don't think we're just going to push for the arc like that. I think something very punishing might happen when we get there. But overall, like, so far, the trend is very, very impulsive. Like, even the monthly is telling you got a bullish crossover here again. And it just looks like it wants to keep going. So that's SOFI. I'm not going to talk too much about the other stock. I'm going to keep it very, very simple for the other stocks here. What I'm going to do here is I'm talking about AFRM. AFRM Ichimoku on the monthly is extremely bullish. Ichimoku on the weekly is also extremely bullish. The katana here has already worked out on the weekly, right? There's no dispute that this is very, very, very bullish. It has broken above and formed a higher high here compared to over here. So there's really nothing else to say about AFRM besides that it's bullish. The question is, what's it going to do now? After that, is it overextended? Is it going to having like further bullish continuation? Is it going to get rejected? Is it going to come back down a lot more? We are a little bit overextended, but not too much so on the weekly. We're a little bit overextended, but not so much so on the monthly, right? It looks like it's a very, very impulsive bull trend. It looks like it wants to continue up higher. So the question is, where is it going to go? The answer is this. So I drew again here. I drew a Fibonacci level here. Again, just like SOFI, it's breaking about 0.618. So if it's convincingly able to close the week above 0.618, it might do some back tests and what have you, or you might even just kind of back test the arc here, the angle here. It doesn't matter. But if it's able to close about 0.618, there's a potential it doesn't even close down below that again. It just goes up to the next level, which is going to be the arc up here, and also the 0.786 Fibonacci level, which is going to be around 92.5, somewhere around there. That's entirely a possibility of what the firm can do based on looking at Fibonacci and based on the trend. It's very, very powerful in terms of its bull trend, so I'm not going to bet against that. Shopify, big day today, got rejected. Where did it get rejected at? Well, 0.786, right? It's not going to push for 0.786 on the first time. I sound like a broken record. I got a Gann chart here. Basically, this Gann chart has been extremely good in terms of telling you market symmetry. This arc matters a lot. You can see this arc also matters a lot. This arc also matters a lot, right? Broke through, back tested, went higher, but unable to push through up too much higher. It had a little bit of a bearish divergence here. Broke down. Where did it go? Got close to the arc down here. Came back, tried to push for the arc, unable. Back test the arc here again. We're finally above the arc here again. We're also pushed through a horizontal line over here as well. So where is price going to be hovering around? It's probably going to be end up hovering around this Gann line over here as well as 0.786. Why is this Gann line here important? It's important because it's also the same level as the top of the Ichimoku cloud. On the monthly, we broke through the Ichimoku cloud on the monthly here. Convincingly so, right? It's probably going to come back test either top of cloud around 94, or if it ends up back testing the cloud later on, it's going to be like 100, somewhere around there. It might kind of hover around here for a little bit longer before further bullish continuation. I just don't think it's going to break through the 0.786 the first time. It's going to require a little bit more time. Hopefully we can find support here around $100, which is also going to be psychological level for support here as well. But you can see how this beautiful Shopify katana has worked out. Like, this is absolutely beautiful. Gets stuck here at 0.786. I'm not going to buy here. I'm not going to sell here. I'm just going to let it do its thing. Right. One of my major positions, way overextended, is probably going to need to have some room for a little bit of correction here. On the weekly here, you can see it's overextended. On the monthly, it's also very overextended. We're not sure what it's going to do nothing. I'm going to sound like a broken record here. This is Robinhood, right? What is it doing? It broke above the 0.618, around $32.41. Broke above of that. So far, where is it getting rejected at? It's getting rejected here at the arc right here, right? What is it going to do? I don't know. What am I going to do when I don't know what it's going to do? Nothing. Like, that's a standard theme that we tend to be seeing here. Very bullish here on the weekly Ichimoku. The question is whether or not it's overextended. And the answer is yes, it's overextended here on the weekly, right? It's way outside the upper Bollinger Band, but it's also expanding up like crazy, or up and down like crazy. It looks like it wants to go higher, but it might end up going sideways here a little bit, consolidate a little bit, and then probably challenge the 0.786 after it breaks through that arc. It might require maybe Q1 of 2025 to be able to do that. I just have a hard time really seeing it just push through the arc and just get up to 0.786. Without some kind of like back test or like hang around the arc here for a little bit. I have a hard time seeing that. I could be wrong. If it does what I least expect, I'll be very happy because I did nothing. The upper Bollinger Band on monthly keeps on going up again, way outside upper Bollinger Band, a little bit overextended, can cool down. We go in some sideways action here, but it does look like it wants to go higher. Where is it going to go again? It's going to go to 0.786, which is coincidentally going to be the horizontal gain line over here too, or around 50, right? Very similar theme. PayPal, what is it doing? Well, let's take a look at it. I got the Bollinger Band here shown. It's been trying to break above the Bollinger Band here. I'm going to change this over to a log scale here. I'm going to get rid of some of the levels that I generally don't really pay much attention to anymore, right? And then what you're going to see here is that it's been lagging a lot of the other fintech stocks. So I think there's a lot more room for it to go up over time. Weekly here, not really overextended here at all. Next gravitation level is probably going to be $100, and I think it's probably gonna get there, right? I don't really have much to show in terms of GAN. I think that it wants to just keep going higher over time, and it's one of those stocks that looks very, very bullish, but it's going to take its time, and I think eventually it's going to hit around 2025. It's probably going to hit 100, anywhere between 100 and 154. I think it's probably going to happen. You look at Ichimoku Cloud, you can see that you're going to end up having some resistance level here at not just at 0.618, but also at the bottom of the Ichimoku Cloud here. So it might end up getting rejected here anywhere around 130s and 120s. I think it's going to get up getting hit around 2025. I just don't know if it's going to end up hitting the 0.618 right within 2025. Might take a little bit longer unless if some pretty crazy impulsive price action happens. You're about to get a bullish monthly Tengen Kitchen cross here, by the way. So nothing bearish about PayPal. It's just a little bit of a laggard. Sometimes you like laggard because regardless, it's going to outperform S&P 500 most likely. Like it just looks like it wants to keep going higher. I already talked about Square on the other video. I do want to finish the video up with Upstart here. Upstart, what is it doing? Is it overextended? Is it why it had like a big giant like 50+% gain? Now you have like the 14% day minus day. This is just a very volatile stock, right? Why is it doing that? Well, it's because it's way outside the upper Bollinger Band here on the weekly, right? And on the monthly, it was also way outside the upper Bollinger Band, right? Is there any other thing that tells me anything else about Upstart? Well, the answer is yes, right? If you are thinking about where the next logical target now is broken about the 0.382, is going to get to the 0.618, right? But it just needs a Bollinger Band to cooperate to try to get there. And the other thing too that it needs cooperation with is there are some market symmetry that is trying to figure out here. So if I do again Square, if I use the bottom down here, and if I do a 360 and 1, which will require me to kind of zoom out here. There's a point to do this, by the way. I'm going to show you here in a second, which can be a little bit painful to watch, understandably. It's even painful for me to do it sometimes. If you do 360 and 1, which is standard numbers, that gives you really, really great market symmetry here for Upstart. You can see that the arcs matter, the horizontals matter, the arc here matters, the arc here matters. You can see that where's price at? Why did it get rejected? Why did it get rejected? It almost got rejected almost perfectly right here at the top of the arc, right? And it's trying to suspend in space right now. Right now you got a little bit of inside candle here. Where are you going to find support? I don't know. Is it going to find support somewhere on like a higher time frame? I don't know. I don't know where it's going to find support at. All I know is it's a bullish chart. And I'm sure if you look at some closer, small time frame Fibonacci level, you're probably going to end up finding some support here. I don't know what's going to do next. I really don't. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know what's going to do next. It got rejected where it's supposed to get rejected at. I don't think it's going to come back all the way down to like 0.382. I think it's going to find some kind of support level, which current level would actually be a very good support level because it was this candle body over here from this high back in July 2023. So there's a good chance you're actually finding support here, hovering here a little bit more, and then challenge the 0.618 here. But it's going to take some energy and effort to try and push about this arc to try and get to the next level here at the 0.618. Regardless, I think that Upstart in 2025 is probably going to hit the 0.618, which is going to be a triple-digit Upstart, and it might even hit the arc up here in 2025. That's what I think. I don't know if it's going to hit 0.786 in 2025. It could, because price action is very impulsive. But I just cannot guarantee you that. It might end up getting a little bit exhausted on the way up here. I just don't know where exactly it's going to hit the 0.76. But that's going to be the key destination here, because once you get there, things are probably really going to end up stalling for a while. Because if you break about 0.786, then you're talking about things going parabolic, right? So you're probably going to end up hitting at some point $189.46, and then you're going to experience some pain. I don't know when that's going to be. That's the nutshell on fintech. Why am I bullish on fintech? Well, it's because a lot of them have already gotten over the 0.618, and that's a pretty key level. They want to keep on going up higher, right? So I'm at this point, I'm just going to hold. If I'm going to buy anything, I'm going to buy PayPal. I might consider buying Square, maybe. That's always a possibility. If you haven't watched my members only video, feel free to watch that. But I'm going to keep adding to PayPal, and there's a possibility for me to add to Square. We'll see. I haven't started positioning in Square yet, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for listening for a FinTech rant. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.